Funding provided by
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
by Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Small businesses are the backbone of Iowa's communities, and they are backed by Iowa banks. With advice, loans, and financial services, banks across Iowa are committed to showing small businesses the way to a stronger tomorrow. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
It has been a beautiful week of weather and also some pretty good intense action inside Wells Fargo Arena. We've had a whole lot of basketball in 2021, and we're now getting ready for 5 state championship games here on Iowa PBS, and it is number 1 versus number 2, Johnston and Waukee, a rematch of last year's Class 5A championship. The Warriors are number 1, and Laura Leonard. This is a fantastic ball game setting up. They've already played twice this year, and of course they've split. So why not have the championship game be the deciding factor?
Yeah, and I think Waukee is playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They have been looking to have this rematch in this setting all season long.
The Johnston Dragons are the defending champs, but they are the 2 seed in the tournament. They set school records for three-pointers and free throws, but Jada Jimfy has been leading them in scoring and rebounding. And, oh, by the way, this tournament, she's already set a record in 5A for boards.
Yeah, and Coach Jill, it kind of feels like she's the X factor, and we'll see if that plays out in tonight's game.
And the Waukee Warriors, they are number 1, limited schedule, but it is their 8th straight trip to state. Katie Dinnebeer has been all everything. Tonight, she has, coming into this game, in all 6 tournament games she's played, she scored more than 20 points. Waukee's on fire.
They are on fire, but she needs a little help in the scoring column. We'll see who steps up for the Waukee Warriors.
And this ball game, as we mentioned, was split in the early part of the season. Let's continue our program with the Iowa Bankers Scholarship.
Fans, each year at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, the Iowa Bankers Association presents the Student Athlete Achievement Award to a student athlete who excels on the court, in the classroom, and in her community. The recipient receives a $1,000 scholarship to the college of her choice. The 2021 Student Athlete Achievement Award winner is Lindsay Kelderman from Waukee High School. Presenting the 2021 award is Lynn Rickey from Vision Bank Waukee. Congratulations to Lindsay Kelderman, and thank you to Lynn Rickey with Vision Bank Waukee and the Iowa Bankers Association for their sponsorship of this award and continued support of the IGHSAU. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors the Iowa coach who has demonstrated a successful career while making notable contributions toward school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting the Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is IGHSAU Executive Director Gene Berger and Basketball Administrator Gary Ross. The 2021 recipient of the Basketball Golden Plaque Award is Waukee's Chris Guess. Coach Guess has been coaching for 29 seasons with stints at Centerville, Glenwood, and Ottumwa, where he guided the Bulldogs to a pair of state tournament appearances. He has been at Waukee for the last 18 seasons and has led the Warriors to 15 state tournament trips with 6 semifinal finishes and will be shooting for his 2nd state championship tonight. Chris has been named Conference, Regional, District, and State Coach of the Year, and this year was named NFHS Iowa Girls Basketball Coach of the Year. Chris teaches marketing and sports and entertainment marketing at Waukee High School. His wife, Sherry, who is one of Chris's assistant coaches, have 2 sons, Casey and Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2021 Golden Plaque of Distinction Award winner from Waukee High School, Chris Guess. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's championship matchup. First, the non-starters for the Johnston Dragons. Number 2, Isabella Balsley. Number 10, Ashley Faber. Number 22, Kayla Frickenstein. Number 23, Aaliyah Riley. Number 24, Molly Nelk. Number 32, Natalie Carey. Number 33, Emma Hampton. Number 34, Allie Hart. And number 40, J.C. Blanchard. The assistant coaches for Johnston are Mark Hine, Brad Buchan, Jenny Cook, Christine Wolford, and Danny Spann. Now, let's meet the non-starters for the Waukee Warriors. Number 4, Bailey Kroll. Number 12, Lily Lampy. Number 22, Kirsten Hopp. Number 24, Megan Lance. Number 30, Abigail Jones. Number 40, Cameron Weirs. And number 44, Natalie Gallagher. The assistant coaches for Waukee are Sherry Guess, Dustin Alving, Ashton Yassi, and Todd Schneider. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Johnston, a 5'4" junior, number 4, Zoe Buchan. And for Waukee, a 5'6" senior, number 2, Lindsay Kelderman. For Johnston, a 5'10" senior, number 14, Kinsey Jillick. And for Waukee, a 5'8" senior, number 10, Katie Denevere. For Johnston, a 5'5" junior, number 20, Anna Gosling. And for Waukee, a 5'8" senior, number 14, Peyton Kelderman. For Johnston, a 5'11" freshman, number 30, Eileen Hankey. And for Waukee, a 5'10" junior, number 32, Reagan Bartholomew. For Johnston, a 6'2" junior, number 42, Jada Jimpy. And for Waukee, a 5'9" senior, number 34, Megan Ernie. The head coach for Johnston is Chad Gillick, and the head coach for Waukee is Chris Guess. The floor officials this evening are Chad Slagle, Jared Ray, Martin Schoenhoven, and the bench official is Bob Squires. Welcome, Johnston and Waukee, to the 2021 Class 5A Championship game.
Let's play some basketball, but let's find out, Laura Leonard, who and what are the keys for this contest. Let's start with Johnston.
Well, what Johnston needs to do is they need to take what the defense is going to give them. So if they're one-on-one in the post, get it into the post. If they double down, they need to kick it back out, and then they need to get off to a fast start. They've had a good first quarter in both of their games here at the tournament. They've had to hold on in the end, so they need to jump off to that really good start.
And for the Waukee Warriors,
they need to continue to get out and run, increase the pace. Now, they hope that they still have the legs to be able to do that. They don't want heavy legs in this game. They need to stay true to the Waukee style. They need to hit some threes. They're 22 of 57 so far for the tournament. Johnston, though, is the team that is holding teams to the worst three-point percentage here in this tournament so far.
So as they say, something's got to give. Let's find out. As Johnston takes the opening tip, they are in the road black uniforms, which are with purple numbers, or white numbers trimmed in purple, and Waukee almost flipped the script, white jerseys with purple numbers. As you look on early on, Johnston goes on an air ball there from Tanky, the freshman. She was in the stands last year on the sidelines as an 8th grader. Now she's a year later on the floor in the starting lineup. So a year of events. Let's see if it's the same for Johnston. That's Kelderman, Peyton with the basketball. Now Katie Dinnebeer.
And you can see Johnston has come out in that man-to-man, and we know that Coach Gillick has told us that zone is a 4-letter word for him, so you are going to see them in man-to-man.
Peyton Kelderman connects from 3, and it's 3-0 Waukee early.
They're going to have to come out and defend. They've got to really contest those perimeter shots of Waukee.
Second possession, a little bit longer this time for Johnston. Let's see what they do with Gyamfi. Down on that block. She's already drawing, it looks like 2 defenders on her. She steps out for the 3 almost, Laura.
Yeah, and it looks like they're sagging in. They're gonna sag in, not necessarily double team, a hard double team, but they're gonna sag, they're gonna play behind and have somebody playing in between to be able to help out if the ball gets entered in.
Well, Gyamfi, the first time these 2 teams played, had 15, and then in the second game had 9. So expect some of that same game plan from game 2 on Gyamfi.
Yeah, if it worked, then I think you're going to continue to go to it, but you have to figure that everybody's watched film, everybody's going to make adjustments.
Katie Dinnebeer with the left-hander, and it's 5-0 Warriors.
Just from the side, the angle, the dribble drive, no rotation help defensively. She's able to get all the way to the rim.
Gyamfi boxed down Ernie and scores the first 2 for the Dragons.
So they play behind her that time, and they were a little late. Dinnebeer was a little late coming down to help.
Ernie with it, guarded by Jellick. Kelderman in the middle of the lane, spins it up, the Euro step a little off and gets her own rebound. What do you say, Laura? Follow your shot?
Follow your shot, and she knew she just really didn't have the good footwork or the balance when she went up with it, so she went after that rebound and gave them a second opportunity that they couldn't cash in.
Ball goes off of Waukee. It'll go back to Johnston. And if you watch the tape, some coaches do, some players do from last year. You'll notice it's almost the same setup, Laura. The black jerseys for Johnston, the white jerseys for Waukee. But it's almost a complete different overhaul for the Johnston lineup, but almost the same for Waukee.
Yeah, they returned 4 starters, Waukee does, and Johnston graduated some key players off of that state championship team. But look at, I mean, they're right back here fighting for that title again, just reloading, not necessarily rebuilding.
Gyamfi drives, misses, and then fouls the other way because Lindsay Kelderman had position and changed the possession, and we'll go back to Waukee.
Gyamfi has to be smart. They can't afford to have her in foul trouble. I know that's just 1 and still early in the game, and she'll adjust accordingly, but if they try to go at her and try to pick up number 2 fairly quickly, she would have to go to the bench.
3 minutes gone by, 5-2 Waukee. Dinnebeer, guarded by Gyamfi. What a matchup. The dish inside, back to Dinnebeer on the wing. Now into the corner. Thought about the 3. She'll just drive and do the exact same thing, lay it up, and you can see Coach Jellick up top throw his arms up.
But you could also see as she got around Gyamfi let her go because she didn't want to contest that shot and possibly pick up number 2.
Right on what you're saying, so watch how that defensive matchup goes. Buchan. She's alone for a moment. Tanky. From the left, elbow. Up high for the board is Kelderman. And Peyton clears. Dinnebeer kicks. Ernie. Boom. She was huge in the semifinal game. Timeout Johnston. It was Ernie the other night, Laura, that was big. Sometimes when everybody overcommits on, say, Dinnebeer or Kelderman. Ernie just says, fine, I'll beat you.
Well, that's it. When they're paying attention to the other scores, Ernie's left out there on the wing, and she can knock those down at a very high rate. And if you even go back to last year, she had 13 points in that championship game to go along with Denver's 29. So she is a player that they sometimes leave alone, and she will burn you.
Waukee up 10-2 on Johnston. And this is the famous map we've seen, and this is going to be a theme for a lot of the games this week. The dots are going to be almost on top of each other in a lot of these games. Waukee, they're 14 miles from the arena. Johnston, 14 miles from the arena. It's just a little creative way which way you want to go. You going down Lower Beaver, or are you going down 235? Which way are you taking, or taking Hickman?
Or you could take my dad's way, which is a roundabout way that it gets you there in about 35 minutes.
Yeah, but it passes some of the
sights.
time. Yeah, exactly. Gyamfi with the basketball. Under 4 to play. Gosling into Jellick. Jada is fouled in the act of shooting. I thought for a moment they would have called a tie-up, but Gyamfi will go to the line, and we're going to get a really good look at those orange fingernails.
Oh, she likes those painted fingernails, and said it just looks really cool when she shoots the basketball to have that contrast. It does look really good with those black uniforms. I mean, it stands out.
And the nails are real. I said, are those yours? And she's, oh yeah, I get them done. And I go, there was no chips. There was nothing short. She goes, it just happens to work in basketball season. She hits the first and the second to pull it within 6. She has all of Johnston's points. Ernie. Step back 3. Got it.
Well, you could see she went one-on-one against Gyamfi, and Gyamfi tried to coax the official into calling a charge foul, but she bails out of the play, and then Ernie backs up to the three-point line. Aaliyah
Riley into the basketball game, a freshman. She has not played like she's 14 or 15 years old. She's played like a big-time baller so far in this tournament and so far this season. She's with it right now. Back to Gosling. Step back 3. Good. And a Gosling hits. Maybe that gets the Dragons going.
Well, that's another player that if you don't pay attention to her and you leave her open, she will burn you. And about 63% of her shots come from beyond the arc, and that's what she's in there for.
That is Peyton Kelderman. She now has 5 on the layup from the right side. O'Reilly throws it in. The scoop, and it scores.
I think you asked her earlier this week what's the best part of her game. She said driving the basketball, and so she didn't lie. That's exactly what she does well, and she is able to take the contact and finish.
Stick with what you know and what got you here. Kelderman now to Lindsay. Dinnebeer. And we're going to have a foul called. I think an illegal screen.
And I believe that is going to be on Lindsay Kelderman.
There's a look at Chris Guess. Is that a picture of himself from his days in Centerville? I never knew he had a mustache back then. You know, he was one of two of the 3 coaches who coached 6-on-6 were coaching this week. Scott DeYoung of Centennial, who Waukee knocked out in the semifinals, and Chris Guess. 2 of the 3, Tony Pappas
right,
the
Tony
third.
Pappas, yeah. Yeah, still some rules and fundamentals that they have brought with them from the 6-player game that hold true in the 5-player game, and they have been successful with it.
Bartholomew's shot misses, and Johnson has it with 1:35 to play. 15-9 Waukee. First quarter. Gyamfi.
They have certainly done a good job of keeping her out of the block.
They go into the block there where she is taller, but man, those defenders are there. The 3, that's going to be off to the right by Riley. And rebound, Lindsay Kelderman.
Good read by Gyamfi. Triple team. She was able to kick it out to Riley, and Riley just couldn't connect. But I think you're going to see her have to do that a lot more, is throw out of the double team to the perimeter.
So Dinnebeer lays it in from the left side. 6 first quarter points. she's content to drive. She doesn't always have to hit the three.
Well, if they're going to continue to allow her to drive, she's going to continue to take it.
Gosling from long distance. Johnston within 5, final 40 seconds of the first quarter. This is Class 5A, the first of 5 classes and championships over the next 2 days. We're only going to play 1 tonight. We'll do all 4, the 4 remaining ones tomorrow. All live here on statewide Iowa PBS, whether you're watching us on the PBS app or online. Glad to have you here. Paul Yeager, Laura Leonard. It might be boring to watch, but this game's been good so far.
Well, these last few seconds, it's strategy. You want to make sure that you have that last possession before the end of the first quarter or at the end of the half or third, whatever it is. You want that last possession, and so if you get the ball, you want to wind down that time. They were looking to probably try to get an and-one situation there. They couldn't get it to fall, but they have 3 seconds left to try to get a shot to go.
Gosling whistled on that. 3.8 to go. Ernie gets it in. Oh, Bartholomew was there. Turn around. Off the glass. Good at the buzzer. Oh, Reagan Bartholomew. 4 of the 5 Waukee starters score in the first quarter for a 19-12 lead. We've had a good one so far. We're back in a moment.
Downton Abbey. What was it about this series that made the world fall in love with these characters and their stories?
Of course, if I knew why Downton had reached its level of success, I would do nothing else but make mega hits for the rest of my life.
Please join me, Jim Carter, for a loving look back at this incredible television series and go behind the scenes of the movie in Downton Abbey Returns.
Tune in or stream Sunday evening at 6:30 on Iowa PBS.
PBS is celebrating the 25th anniversary of Ken Burns' brilliant film, The Civil War, with a complete frame-by-frame restoration from the original negative. It's truly glorious to look at. We talked with Ken Burns himself about what made it the most successful documentary series in broadcast history. Please join me, Sam Waterston, for this tribute to Ken Burns, The Civil War.
Tuesday evening at 7 on Iowa PBS.
Inside Wells Fargo Arena, the 2 teams are in their timeout portion between first and second quarters. We begin quarter number 2, 19-12. Laura, Chris Guest says, we like to have quick tempo and we like to get stops. Check, check.
Well, and I think he said the one thing yesterday when we talked to him is stay true to what Waukee has done. And those are the 2 things that they have done all season long, and they have done over the last few seasons as well, because a lot of these players have come up together. And so they are staying true to the game plan, doing, and as they say, dance with the one that brung you. And that's what they are doing. They're staying with their fundamentals that have proven to be very good for them.
Hampton to Tanky. That shot's missed, and the rebound is Cameron Weirs, who's also into the game now for Waukee. Jimfy not on the floor. She went out late in the first quarter just for a breather. She probably won't be gone too long. Dinnerbeer, who's played pretty much every minute, every second of this tournament. Her and the 2 Keldermans, really combined, they've only sat for like 4 minutes in 2 games.
Well, they've needed them in there. They needed that leadership in there, and it's tough to take them out because you want them on the floor to make those plays.
Man,
like
Dinnerbeer, you give her an inch, she takes a mile. 9 for Dinnerbeer. The drive up ahead, no good for Emma Hampton. And Waukee out by 10, looking to extend on this possession. Underneath, putting it in. Cameron Weirs, timeout. Johnston, oh my, blink and you miss. Waukee running right on by.
And that was kind of an excuse me pass. I don't think Weirs realized it was coming to her. Nobody picked her up, though. When she shot down the lane, she was able to collect it and go right to the rim.
Waukee had the first semifinal game yesterday, Laura. And you got the sense in the post-game interview room, they only mentioned one word over and over again. It would have been disappointing for them if it wouldn't have been Johnston. That's what they wanted. Do you really think they're that motivated?
I do. When you asked them that question and we heard the answer, you could hear it in their voice. And I think you said, well, what if it's Iowa City West? Well, yeah, we want to play them too, but we really want another crack at Johnston.
And they say people don't hold grudges over time. I don't know if it's a grudge. Is that the right term?
No, I think it's a rivalry. And I think this rivalry has really built up to where they go back and forth every season. And the last 2 years, it's ended up right here.
It's a good place to end. Gyamfi, who did not get a chance to play after one game at the state tournament when she was with Urbandale. This year, the move-in. Riley throws it up, and she's going to get 2 free throws. So Riley trying to create. Sometimes, Laura, that's what spark plugs do when they come in. They're trying to create, try to get something going and get the other girls a little bit of a relaxation.
Lost the handle on it, but she is really good at being able to get that shot off. And just came up a little short, but that's the first free throw that she has missed in the state tournament. She was a perfect 7 for 7 in the quarterfinals and 6 for 6 in the semifinal.
Missed them both, and you know, she said, I go, were you nervous in those? Yeah, I was. Just no doubt it. And I'm okay that they admit that. Not every girl will admit that they were nervous.
And she's young and getting the experience, but being able to step to the free throw line like she has done in those last 2 games, that tells you she's prepared to play in a stage like this.
The rare turnover in this game, both teams with 1 turnover. That says that they're playing good basketball. 3 on the way and good. Zoe Buchan.
A good kick out by Gyamfi as she was dribbling down the lane, felt the presence of another defender coming, and kicks it out to the 3-point shooter.
So we've seen Riley drive and Gyamfi kick. Maybe a little bit of a second quarter strategy change as Waukee back within, or still with a 9-point lead. Ernie, who was hot in the first quarter. Dinnebeer. We mentioned it in the open, Laura. She loves playing at the state tournament, and the state tournament loves seeing her play.
Yeah, she feels really comfortable at Wells Fargo Arena and has not had a game below 20 points when she has played in the state tournament.
And the 3-pointer is good from Lindsay Kelderman.
Kelderman in the semifinals, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and they need that extra scoring out of the other perimeter players.
Gyamfi's shot is off. Waukee. Dinnebeer drives. This time the right hand layup. I don't know which one's more impressive.
I don't know, but that she took some contact fading away, gets it off the glass, but you could just show how she can handle the basketball. And here's another player that can handle the basketball really well.
Riley is coming to play. And Dinnebeer is whistled for the foul. Well, there's one way to maybe get Katie Dinnebeer cooled, get her in foul trouble. That's 2. To go with her 11 points.
Well, that's good strategy. Go right at her, challenge her, see if you can pick up that second foul on her, and they did.
Riley's 3, no good. And getting it is Bartholomew. Dinnebeer from way out. No. Smallest one on the court. Riley gets the board.
And you would think the smallest one on the court would be bringing the ball up the floor, except she gets it to Gyamfi, who sets the offense.
And a 3 for the other freshman for Johnston. Eiley Takey connects. So, Laura, Johnston, last year, you know, we watched Kendall Need, Maya McDermott, Maddie Mock dominate. This year, Jada Gyamfi comes in, Eiley Takey, a freshman. You already had Kinsey Jellick in the lineup, Zoe Buchan and Anna Gosling, but you added Aaliyah Riley, Molly Nelk, who's had big minutes, Emma Hampton. so many of these girls are underclassmen. Johnston, they are loaded for years to come.
Well, you build a winning tradition and you have those younger players that look up to those players, and these players that are playing here right now, they want to be on that same stage. They want to step foot on Wells Fargo Arena. So you have that winning tradition, then you can start building things from the ground up, and that's exactly what Johnston has done.
29-18, Waukee still with the lead. Reagan, are you kidding me? Reagan Bartholomew. That's like about the, I don't know how many shots Waukee's had like that. 5, 6, where it's been a, we have to get it around, Jimfy?
At least 4 or 5, and very acrobatic shots, but they've been able to get them to fall.
3 ball, Eiley Tankey. 2 threes in this quarter for the freshman.
Tankey's starting to heat up, and she had a nice game in the quarterfinals with 17 points and 7 rebounds.
Lindsay Kellerman with the left, and her knee brace is on her left. So that's how you remember the difference between Lindsay and Peyton. Now, the 2 twins, when you stand next to them, there's a little bit of a height difference, but that's about it.
Yeah, not much difference between the 2 of them, and you're right, you're just gonna have to look at that knee brace to be able to identify them on the court.
Tankey misses that 3. Still Waukee by 12, 2:46 to go, 33-21. Waukee is 5 of 6 from 3 for 83%. Johnston not too shabby either, 5 for 9 at 56%.
Well, we talked about during the tournament, Johnston had done a good job of holding down 3-point shooting teams. They were only allowing 26%, but Waukee seems to have the hot hand here tonight.
Reagan Bartholomew for 3. Inside Jimfy, and we're going to have a hold on the entry pass. I bet they get Megan Ernie for that.
Yeah, anytime you put both hands in the back, you're gonna, it's an automatic call from the official down low.
The cut in for Gosling, and it goes off of Lindsay Kelderman. Sometimes Lindsay and Peyton Kelderman, as well as Katie Dinnerbeer, will draw the tough defensive assignment on the shooter, the quick player, as Abigail Jones comes in, and going out is Natalie Gallagher. To me, Laura, Katie Dinnerbeer, one of the most impressive things, sure, points, whatever, it's her defense.
Yeah, she really makes you uncomfortable. If you're the player that she is defending, she makes you really work to get the ball down the court, as we see Zoe Buchan knock down another shot.
Waukee still by 12, but man, it just feels like Johnston won't go away. Bartholomew is fouled during the shot, and it's the and one opportunity coming for Reagan Bartholomew.
Bartholomew hits a 3-pointer the last possession. Now comes down and takes it inside and gets the and one opportunity.
She's a junior. Jimfy, a rebound to add to her tournament total, where she's already the leader in rebounds, and up ahead. That's Anna Gosling now with 8. Back to 12. Bartholomew, the curl around and then laying it up and good. Cameron Weirs.
Getting a nice balance of inside and outside basketball by both of these teams.
Eiley Tankey. That is her 3rd 3 this quarter. She's got 9.
She had a little bit of a slow start to this ball game, but I think the nervousness and the jitters have worn off for her.
Now it's just a matter of you were down 15. If you're Johnson, you're trying to get it to single digits before half.
You have to get a stop with this possession. I think that would be a goal, and then get the ball and try to score right before halftime.
And Waukee, they're content. We'll hold it out. Buchan on Kelderman. As coach, you can see Coach Gillett calling out to the girls to get up close. He's asking Jada to go out as we're under 40. And then Riley fouls Kelderman way out front. That's only the 4th team foul. I'm sorry, yes, 4th team foul on Johnston. I hear Chris Guest say, hold it for one.
And they're going to come out and really make them work for this. They aren't going to let them stand out at half court. They're even bringing Gyamfi out.
Bartholomew with it. 15 seconds. They get it to Dinabir, who's just going to lay it in.
Well, everybody out overplaying, and she was able to sneak by and get a clear path all the way.
Riley lost track of time. She could have gotten a shot off, even a three, but no good look. And Johnston is going to go in the locker room down to Waukee. The Warriors up 42-29. Oh, Laura, I tell you what, you know, we've seen both of these teams play this week in the games that we've done leading up to this final. You seeing anything different than what we saw earlier this week from either team?
You know, I think the one thing, I don't think they're getting the ball into Gyamfi like they could and they should. I think they need to work inside out. They haven't been able to do that, and that's just a product of the defense that they're seeing. So I think that's probably one adjustment that will be made at halftime. But I think as far as Waukee goes, continue at the pace that you're going, continue to run, continue to get inside. They are getting the nice balance of inside and out, and they need to continue on with that.
The Jack North Award is given annually to the top senior from the previous year's state basketball tournament. Presenting the award, which is named in honor of the late Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's information director, is Gene Berger, executive director of the IGHSAU. Escorting all of our award winners tonight is the 2021 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship, Elise Bolton of Montezuma. The Jack North recipient from the 2020 state basketball tournament is Grace Bofelli from North Scott High School. Grace led North Scott to its second consecutive Class 4A championship and its third in 4 years. At last year's tournament, Grace averaged 22 points and 13 rebounds a game, best in Class 4A. For the season, the three-time All-Stater averaged 28 points a contest. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack North Basketball Award winner from North Scott, Grace Bofelli. Grace is playing basketball at the University of Northern Iowa and is unable to be present tonight. Accepting the award on Grace's behalf are her parents, Gary and Jean. Congratulations. The Character Counts Coach of the Year Award honors a worthy recipient who embodies the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Rather than spotlight winning records and isolated acts of heroism or generosity, the award was conceived to recognize individuals whose coaching lives and achievements demonstrate an enduring commitment. Presenting tonight's award is Scott Racker and Gene Berger. The 2021 recipient of the Character Counts Coach of the Year is Sarah Patterson from Newton High School. In recognition of this honor, a $1,000 cash award will be made in Sarah's name to the Newton Athletic Department to further enhance character development initiatives. Sarah has been teaching and coaching at Newton for nearly 30 years. Sarah has guided both the Newton girls and boys swim programs and has been the coach of every school record that Newton's swimming and diving programs have set. Sarah has also been the recipient of many coaching awards, including the IGHSAU Golden Plaque of Distinction, and has served a term on the Girls Athletic Union's Swimming and Diving Advisory Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2021 Character Counts Coach of the Year, Sarah Patterson from Newton High School. The E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship, honoring the longtime Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Executive Secretary, is a $15,000 scholarship given annually to the individual that best represents Dr. Cooley's ideal of the Iowa girl. Elise Bolton, a senior from Montezuma, is the 2021 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship Award. Elise was selected from 115 applicants from high schools across Iowa. Elise ranks first in her class and is active in numerous activities in school, including National Honor Society, Student Council, Spanish Club, and Youth Group. Elise is also an accomplished athlete. She's a 4-year cross-country letter winner, qualifying for state all 4 seasons while owning school records, and a 2-year state qualifier in track and field. She is a 4-year starter in basketball and has started on 4 Bravet state tournament teams. She owns several school records for basketball and will finish in the top 10 in Iowa history in career 3-point goals. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2021 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship from Montezuma High School, Elise Bolton. Congratulations.
The 2021 Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships marks 1 year since a global pandemic changed our daily lives. And it's been a year of perseverance for Iowa girls as they found both community and a collective mission in the face of adversity.
Here's Sievers to Morenz. And the lead and the championship for Newell Fonda.
That is a comeback for the ages. What a game.
As the lights went down on the 2020 Iowa Girls basketball season, nobody had any idea what lay ahead.
Coronavirus infections have passed the 500,000 mark worldwide.
3.3 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits in the last week alone.
Open up your trunk, thank you.
With much of the country in quarantine, Iowans came to terms with a global pandemic. Decision makers were faced with difficult choices, including the executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Gene Berger.
Remember, this is all new. We have no playbook. You're just operating sort of in this vacuum. Schools are shut down. Our sports are shut down. Our kids are not working with coaches. We made the decision not to have any of our spring sports.
When Coach had to call that meeting and say, "Sorry, ladies, there's no season," what was your emotion?
I look back on it now and I just wish that I spent like 5 more minutes on the field, like just taking it all in, like taking deep breaths, like, wow, this was my last time. I definitely wish that I had just one more moment, like on the field with my best friends.
The season kept getting pushed back and delayed. Pitchers and catchers knew that we couldn't be taking this time off. So we all found like open field somewhere wherever we could go to pitch together and catch together.
By summer 2020, COVID-19 was a fact of life. The IGHSAU chose to let each district decide for themselves whether or not to participate in summer sports.
A softball coach said, just tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. We'll do anything you want us to do so we can play. And they did.
We are on the way to a beautiful evening in Fort Dodge.
State championship is #1 goal when you're in a sport. That's everyone's goal. And so we kind of kept that in the back of our mind.
Cheyenne Barron, she's a .507 hitter.
Take our temperature before each practice, before each game.
Deep left.
Had to sanitize all of our equipment. We had our own bats and our own helmets. And during games, we had to take the ball into the dugout with us instead of leaving it at the pitcher's mound.
We weren't able to stay in the dorms. If we had a regular season, we would have stayed in the dorms there. And so we drove back every day, like 2.5 hours every day, twice.
We learned so much. So we took that into our fall championships and into volleyball especially.
Keep a safe distance away, always sanitizing balls, sanitizing hands, not sharing really any equipment at all.
With all the crazy going on in the world, like we knew we had volleyball to always just play and rely on that. So we wanted to take advantage of it, and that's what we were going to do. We're just going to play, compete, and have fun.
If this is what we have to do, especially for like the seniors like Fiona and I, this is our last chance to play, and because of these circumstances, like we're just going to have to do what we have to do.
State championship for Clarksville, 5th time's the charm.
I think it is really important to note that we got cut short of some games and some practices. We had to like work on our own and do our own thing on our own to keep at it and to still improve every single day.
As the seasons changed, so did case counts. With winter approaching, Iowans were reminded that nothing in 2020, least of all a schedule, is guaranteed.
When you get the news that there's been a stoppage and we're going virtual before we were able to play our first game, then you have another stoppage for the holiday break. And we get shut down with COVID for 10 days.
Having to watch other teams play, there's a perspective that you don't get by playing every night. And so they're glad at the opportunity to play it, even if it's to practice for one night. And so they're not taking anything for granted at this point.
That research on mental health, that really struck a chord with me about what kids had been giving up.
Losing something that you're that passionate about affects a lot.
Honestly, for me, I kind of just didn't think about that we were in a pandemic. I was just focused in the moment because you're never going to get that back. So I didn't want to hold back any of the energy or any of that.
I was giving up some hits, but
the best part of it was just being able to go out there and compete and forget about what was all going on around us. We were all just like banding together to support each other. Just being able to get out of the house and like see sports.
And that smile says it all.
Everyone just seemed so excited.
What a year it's been. What a first half it's been. We have some incredible numbers to share with you right after this.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
If I'm to make a name for myself, I need as much experience as possible.
Being a detective is a job for a man.
And yet you do it every day, William.
What we experienced is apocalyptic.
We're learning the lessons to not go through that again.
I'm Gustavo Dudamel. Join me in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
These and other shows from your PBS station are available with Passport on the PBS Video app. Download it today.
Iowa PBS celebrates Festival with special programs, concerts, and thank you gifts. Call 800-779-7000 or donate at iowapbs.org. And be sure to check out the many thank you gifts, such as the new P. Buckley Moss print, or the new Gardening with Style gardening tote, or the latest Blenko creation, Iowa Winter. Call 800-779-7000 or donate at iowapbs.org.
On Masterpiece.
It was a beautiful day in our life. Everything changed that day.
Hitler wants to make a move northward.
No way. You want to fight the Nazis, but you're telling the Americans you won't.
It's politics.
Europe is on fire, Franklin.
Atlantic Crossing on Masterpiece.
Coming to Iowa PBS April 4th.
I hate the myth of Hemingway. It obscures the man.
His talent is stunning.
He went against the grain.
It's hard to imagine a writer who hasn't been influenced by him.
In order to have something new to write, he had to have something new to live.
And he fell in love quite a few times. He's complex and deeply flawed, but there he is.
Hemingway, the man, is much more interesting than the myth.
Hemingway starts Monday, April 5th at 8/7 Central, only on PBS.
Laura, the coverage might look a little bit different this year, but guess what we're going to try to do now? Highlights of the first half. There's really only one thing to show: shooting the ball. It has been an incredible first half shooting.
And both of these teams shooting it very, very well. And I mean, you just look at the numbers with Waukee, 81% they are knocking down shots. And you know, Jada Gyamfi has been able to get a couple of shots off, but for the most part, they're bringing her out away from the basket. She has 5 assists in this ball game, and this has been a game where it is up and down. The pace is at the tempo that Waukee wants to play it. Johnston's going to have to make some adjustments to try to slow them down, but both of these teams shooting it very, very well.
So there's Katie Dinnebeer. You've also seen threes. Again, Zoe Buchan She hit a couple of big threes. Her points are at 6. And then Anna Gosling, maybe not doing it so much from the outside. She tried to do it there from the inside. It's really been Katie Dinnebier. She's already got 13 points here in this first half. As we take a look at the team scores early on in this one, Laura, you kind of mentioned it. Field goals, 81%. That's what happens when you go 18 of 22. Johnston, not too bad, 50%. I think most coaches would be happy with 50% at 10 of 20.
If you're shooting 50%, you expect to be winning a ball game. And you're 7 of 11 from three-point range, and you're not winning this ball game, and you're down by as much as what you are. It's amazing. So both these teams shooting at a very high clip. Now Johnston just has to figure out how do you slow down this running machine of the Warriors.
So, but here's the thing. Look at the rebounds, Laura. 12-4. That's not because Johnston's not in the right position. There's no missed shots for Waukee.
There's no shots coming off the rim because everything's going through 81%. So, you know, it's interesting, I think, and I had mentioned it, that with Jada Gyamfi, that she only has 4 points in this ball game, but she has 5 assists. So she's doing other things. She knows she's been taken out of the rhythm of this game in the first half. Now they need to get her set up down low in the block and figure out how to get her through that double and triple team.
Look at that smile Katie Dinnebier had. There's Peyton Kelderman and Lindsay. They look fairly serious. Sherry Guess on the left, Chris Guess. So Coach Gillick, you always ask, what do you talk about? He said, hey, we don't have to, here's the advantage we have. We don't have to do a scouting report. These girls know each other so well. It's just a matter of what do you do at an exact moment. How on earth, Laura, do you defend such good shooters? I've asked you this time and time again. Same answer?
Well, you know, shooting percentages catch up to you. And so they probably will cool down. Is it a product of the defense? Maybe yes, maybe no, but those percentages catch up. I don't expect that they will shoot at that kind of a rate here in the second half. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll prove me wrong.
Waukee gets the basketball to start half number 2, 42-29 in this Class 5A state championship game from Wells Fargo Arena. Reagan Bartholomew gets past Jada Gyamfi, who picks up foul number 2 quickly. She picked up a foul early, then kind of backed off. So now with Gyamfi getting 2, it's early in the third quarter, but still a story to watch.
Yeah, have to keep an eye on it and see if Waukee tries to go after her to see if they can pick up number 3 on her right away. But that first possession, very content to put the ball on the deck and try to take it inside to the lane.
Reagan Bartholomew, she's got a 702 slugging percentage, 385 average, and 411 OBP. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We're not in softball. Pretty good at softball, not too bad at basketball either as she hits them both. Laura, this week we see multi-sport athletes. Bartholomew is one of them.
She is going to have her choice of where she can go play in college, and it's going to be her decision. Great high-low that time.
Gyamfi, the interior pass, and who got her hand in it? But Lindsay Kelderman. That's like a 1.5 difference on size.
Bring the ball down to your waist, though. The guards are going to come in and pull it away.
Johnston goes back to work.
You know, I want to go back to Bartholomew for a minute and just, she is very gifted softball-wise and basketball-wise. I think she is continuing to improve on the basketball side of things, and I think she's going to be able to pick her sport and what school she wants to go to, and maybe she may go to a sport or a school where she could play both.
There's a look at Chad Gillick. Also next to him is one of his assistant coaches, and that's Brad Buchan. His daughter Zoe on the free throw line. We see father-daughter time, daughter-daughter time. I said, Zoe, do you and your dad talk about it? Oh, only for about an hour after every game. We go and review the tape in the living room after the game.
And she said, you know, her dad and her mom have taught her everything about basketball. So she said it really doesn't quit when we go home.
Her mom played 6-on-6 at Williamsburg. There's Katie Dinnebier. She just keeps putting points up. She now has 15.
Well, they've got to find a way to slow her down. She is the catalyst of this team.
Gillick the rebound after the long shot from Gyamfi, a rare offensive board. Buchan, now Gosling. Gyamfi on the block, off the glass, no good. Tell you what, Megan Ernie's gonna earn a gold star for her defense down low on Gyamfi.
Gyamfi was just trying to figure out. She saw the double team coming and came back the other way. Ernie, straight up and down, did not give any ground to Gyamfi.
Waukee 47, Johnston 31, 6:37 to go, third quarter. Back out, Gosling, three, corner, no. Gyamfi just flat out got outboxed by Ernie. That's not gonna show up in the scorebook, but that was a big time play. Now on the other end, that will show up in the book with a three.
Well, players that hustle do the fundamentally right things, and that's what Ernie did. Boxed out on one end, hustled down, and got rewarded with a nice pass to knock down the three.
And there's Gosling on defense, denying the pass on the entry. So if it's not Gyamfi, Johnson's just trying to find some answer down low on the block.
They've got to get the ball through the hoop, and then that will help them relax. And then they've got to get back into a rhythm. They're getting to a point where they're kind of forcing some things right now. And that partly is due to the defense that Waukee is playing.
Dinnebeer drives through the lane, lays it up. I don't know how many points in the paint she has. I mean, as a team, they were, I think it was about 18 at half. It just seems like it keeps going. Dinnebeer now with 17. And a three the other way for Johnston. Zoe Buchan now with 9, all three via the three.
Buchan, who averages just a little under 5 points a game, stepping up big in this ball game, knocking down those distant shots.
Okay, so right there, you can see, you can read Gosling's words, my something. How do you defend that? How do you, I heard the conversation in the media room this morning asking, girls going down the lane, a little bit out of control, but yet the one with the basketball gets the benefit of the call. Why?
Well, you know, it's just a position of where the official is and how you make that call, the positioning of the defender and how the official interprets it. And I just think, you know, you get the momentum, and if the defense doesn't get over and get into position in a timely fashion, they're going to get the call all the time.
Aaliyah Riley steps on the baseline. She was trying to drive and dish, trying to create. Waukee 53, Johnston 34. Coming in, Molly Nelk. Aaliyah Riley goes out.
Coach Gillick just trying to find a combination that is going to start clicking on the floor, and you could see a little extra coaching there by Coach Gillick as Riley comes out of the ball game, just trying to get her back and her mindset focused.
Kelderman with it. Now Bartholomew. Back to Dinnebeer. You can't even shake her hand. It is on fire, literally, when you shake it. Dinnebeer drives. Again, gets past two defenders and lays it in. And for the 7th straight game at the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament, she scored 20 points or more.
And just uses a little stutter dribble to be able to give herself a little separation, and then the good, quick first step around the defense.
Nelk misses on that three. She has been known to hit big shots. She's hit big shots in this tournament and this season, just not right there.
And I think that's why she's in the game, because she is that kind of clutch player that she has come in to these state tournament games and knocked down big buckets.
Laura, that is only the 3rd Waukee turnover, not of the half, the game. And we're at the 4:18 mark in the 3rd quarter.
But neither team is turning it over. Johnston has 3 and Waukee has 3. And that is just, that tells you that the reason the score is the way it is because Johnston just has not been able to knock down shots.
55-34, Johnston has a big hill to climb. Hampton was flashing, now Gyamfi. Riley behind the back, goes to her left, dishes it to Gyamfi, and a block by, who else? Katie Dinnebeer.
But I liked the attack of Johnston. I liked what Riley did, drew the defense to her, floats a pass over to Gyamfi. But Dinnebeer hustled down and was able to get the block.
Gyamfi flashed for a moment. Drop step goes through and fouled. Cameron Weirs will be whistled there. So it'll be similar to what we'll see in 1A a little bit, because Gyamfi is just so much taller, stronger than most other players. Reminds you of Audie Crooks for Algona Bishop Garrigan. What is a defender supposed to do when you're so strong and it just kind of turns and it sends you backwards as Gyamfi hits the first?
That's all you can do. I mean, you could see 3 defenders around her, and she was trying to find the gap, a little bit of daylight to get herself clear to get a good look at the hoop. And as a defender, you just have to hold your ground and go straight up vertical and do the best you can to try to make it difficult for that post player to score.
Gyamfi hits the second. She now has 6 as Isabella Balsley comes in for Johnston. Lindsay Kelderman dribbling it now from the left wing up towards the top. Waits for a moment, gets Bartholomew. And we're going to have a whistle on Riley on the arm. Our officials today, Chad Slagle, Jared Ray, and Marlon Schoonhoven. Veteran crew again, getting a 5A game. And Waukee in control. Inbounded now to Weirs. Bartholomew. And she travels.
Spread the floor for her that time. A little ball fake and tried to get around the defender. Just could not get the footwork right.
Riley with it. Still Gyamfi way out from not the block. And just taken away, and then Riley fouls Natalie Gallagher. Prevented probably an easy layup.
Yeah, not a bad foul, because you're right, it probably would have prevented an easy layup. And as she turns her back, as Dinnebeer turns her back into the defense, here comes Gallagher to pick her pocket.
Coach Guest told us earlier this week, Laura, he says, you know, Katie Dinnebeer, who was in part of that defense there, so does it all. It just amazes the staff. Every time we turn around, she does something different. Her intensity, her motor, her determination. He calls her unstoppable. He's glad he didn't have to guard her. Ernie for 3. I'll tell you what, Megan Ernie's going to shoot her way onto the all-tournament team. 4 3-pointers. She now's
sure
got
is.
12.
Yeah, playing very well and just relaxed, kind of unassuming, just hangs around out at the arc. Dinnebeer cut back door, saw the defense collapse, and she kicks it out to Ernie.
Well, you said just before we went on, you reminded me that Ernie scored 13 points in last year's title game, so she's almost there this year. Gyamfi out. Riley gets it and is pushed by Lindsay Kelderman. So Lindsay and Peyton Kelderman are going to go to Northwest Missouri State. As we get another look at this, just kind of got her with the left arm. I asked Peyton and Lindsay, I said, so, you know, that decision, were you looking to pick colleges the same? No, it just kind of worked out that way. I said, are mom and dad happy you're going to the same spot? Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't have to make the decision on where they're going on what night to watch which daughter, so they can go down to watch them play at Northwest Missouri State.
Missed 3. Now Johnston, if they're not able to hit the buckets, they at least have to stop on this possession. 58-36 as we approach 2 minutes. Oh, nice pass into Ernie, back out. Kelderman, Peyton, no, long tip, comes out to Johnston.
So they get the stop that they needed. You got to start right now. You got to have to start getting stops right now to start climbing back.
You got to get it to what, under 15 before the quarter's over, and that's a big mountain.
That is, but there's a way to do it right there.
3 missed, but a rebound by Balsley. Hampton. She's not even looking to shoot, gets it back. This almost looks like next year's team.
Well,
or the team 2 years from now with the freshman and sophomore out. driving up, and the block foul will be called. As driving to it was Emma Hampton, the sophomore. She'll get a pair of free throws at 1:20 to go in the third quarter.
Bartholomew a little late in sliding over.
So now Kelderman, and Ernie all have 2 fouls. No, that's Dinnebeer with 2. Lindsay Kelderman. Peyton only has 1 as Riley goes out. Hampton hits the free throw and will go sit down.
I think Coach Jillick is going to continue to rotate different players in until they can find a combination that maybe can get them on a little bit of a run.
Peyton Kelderman, guarded out front by Buchan, gets past her and is fouled.
You can see the frustration of Buchan. She pounds the ball, and you can see it on her face too, that trying to guard Kelderman, trying to stay with her, and just gambling a little bit to try to strip her of the basketball, but got too much of Peyton Kelderman.
Peyton misses that one. Peyton is known to create in the lane. The coach calls her a high basketball IQ. What's that always mean?
I take it as a player that understands the game, that sees things maybe a step before they happen, anticipate things very well, sees the entire floor, understands situations and time and what you need to do in certain situations. If you're in a close game, clock winding down, what do you do? And those are the players that really maybe watch a lot of basketball, understand the game, and know how to put that understanding into play when they're on the floor.
Johnston, not sure holding for one is the strategy, but they get Gyamfi, catches it, shoots it, scores it. That's what they were trying to do, is just get an open spot. If we pass it enough, maybe Waukee will kind of cheat up a little bit and create an opportunity, and it looks like that's what happened on that bucket.
They fronted her and then didn't have any backside help, and it was a little late coming, and that's why they were able to get that pass to her.
We have a timeout. Waukee. Chris Guest calls it. It's the 30-second variety, so here's an opportunity to draw up a scoring play, but you're up 20.
You know, one of the things that Coach Guest said is he takes suggestions from the team, and you can see he's talking to the team, asking them what they want to do. It's kind of a team decision on how they're going to play things. And he does that a lot, as far as he said, I don't go into a huddle and say, this is what we're going to do. I take things from players like Katie Dinnebeer, the Keldermans, and we all come to a consensus and a decision as a team.
If you're a senior in the program, you get a lot of say in what you do, whether it's uniform, team shirt, and what you're going to do with 8 seconds to go. And that was the plan right there, as Johnston gets rid of it, or gets a chance to heave it up with 1 second. The three, good if it goes, but it misses by Anna Gosling. And we've played 3 quarters. It is 59-39. Waukee in control, but we still have a quarter to go.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Iowa PBS Performances presents another captivating triple bill from Ballet Des Moines. First, the creative and powerful In Formation, set to the music of Philip Glass and Yo-Yo Ma. Classical ballet comes to life with excerpts from Sleeping Beauty and Le Corsaire. And Padam Padam will delight us with the romance of post-war Paris. Join us for Acts of Resilience, Spirit.
Coming to Iowa PBS March 12th.
Waukee 59, Johnston 39 as we begin quarter number 4 at our only game tonight here on Iowa PBS. I'm Paul Gager, joined by Laura Leonard, who I assume you've been drinking water this week because you have a busy day tomorrow.
Lots and lots of hydration.
You'll have class, is it 3A first, then 4A? Or 4A, then 3A? I'm putting you on the spot. I believe it's 4A at 1:30, so 3A would be...
We're 3A at 11, and then we're 4A at 1:30.
Yep. And then 2A is at 4.
And then
1A is at 6:30. So you and BJ Shapen will have the first two, and I'll have the last two with you. So we do have a rematch in 1A. Garrigan and Newell Fonda. We'll see if that one gets the script flipped this time. Waukee picks up right where they left off, shooting threes. They've fallen, Laura, tremendously in their three-point field goals, down to 75%.
Still amazing, and 79% for the game. I was just trying to look at the record book to see what a record is for a single game at the state tournament, and have not found it yet, but that's got to be right up there as far as team field goal percentage.
Gyamfi trying to do it the inside, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line. Jada, we talked about her orange fingernails. On the back of her shoes is the word Papa and house. And it's for her grandfather, James, who died a month ago on her mom's side, and it was kind of sudden. And she's just like, he was such a huge supporter. The most important thing for Jada, the future Iowa Hawkeye, she says, Papa was going to watch me play basketball, and I was a huge Hawkeye fan. So she keeps his memory with her while she's playing, and they're going to need some other help too here as both free throws are missed, and it's still Waukee in control.
See that Johnston coming out a little bit more aggressive on offense, or on defense, excuse me.
Bartholomew, guarded by Gyamfi, almost got the steal.
Now Waukee's pulling it out, but they're not going into a stall. They're going to continue to attack.
Attack and cut and do great things like that, and then Gyamfi fouls. Ooh, that's Ernie.
They're just going to spread the floor and take their time and run a little motion, put the ball on the floor, see if they can find a driving lane to get through.
Peyton Kelderman gets around her defender, lays it in from the left side, but misses. And another rebound for Jada Gyamfi.
Gyamfi able to alter that shot.
Gyamfi misses, collects, misses that one. Jillick grabs it. And the basketball's loose, and it's picked up by Waukee.
Again, after a rebound, bringing that ball down around your waist. And those pesky little guards get right in there.
All right, so we've seen from Johnston. Now we have more of the upper class as you take a look at Kinsey Jellick, who is going to go play at Nyack next year, which is in the hometown of her father. It's where Chad is a graduate of Mason City, and Grandma and Grandpa still up there, and an uncle. So they'll be able to watch the home games for the Trojans. As Chris Guest looks on and watches the free throw made. 23 points for Katie Dinnebeer.
Well, and speaking of players going on to play in college, Katie Dinnebeer going to go to...
Where's she going?
She's going to Drake University.
Oh, really?
Well, being a Drake grad, I'm very happy that she is going to be able to play with the Bulldogs next year, and I think the coaching staff at Drake is happy to have her, and I think it's going to be a good situation for her to settle right into the offense that they play.
Dinnebeer, this is from the NBA line, and she hits it now with 26 points. She needed, Laura, we didn't think that she would be able to tie her record or break it from last year in scoring. She had 78 last year. She needed 35. She's at 26. There's a possibility as Jimfy puts it in. And now she's in double figures, and it's a timeout for Johnston.
Well, they're finally able to get the ball to Jimfy a little bit.
Back in a moment with the final 5:08.
It's the biggest day of my life.
So I walked away from all of it.
Now I'm gonna be part of this country.
My hard work has allowed us to have all these nice things.
There's not for sure future in it.
But it's the best decision that I've ever made.
Coming to Iowa PBS March 19th.
In 1939, millions of our grandparents went to war.
Your grandfather would have been standing upon the indefatigable, witnessing history.
Now 4 Hollywood stars are exploring their family's extraordinary World War II stories.
Gosh, why didn't I know this?
How extraordinary history is, particularly this link of grandchildren and grandparents.
My grandparents' war.
Coming to Iowa PBS April 4th.
Waukee in control, 64-41. Last year in the 2020 title game, Laura, Kendall Need had 21, Anna Gosling 17, Maya McDermott 13, Bartholomew had 9, Ernie had 13. Remember how many Katie Dinnebeer had that game?
I believe she had 29.
29, so she's 3 away from tying what she did in the final game last year. But this year might be a little bit different because they might have that ship. And, well, there you go, 29 points on cue. Thank you, Katie Dinnebeer. You make it look like we were trying.
We sent the script to her, and they ran the play just like we drew it up.
3 on the way for Johnston. No good for Tanky.
You know, Tanky's a player that is just going to continue to get better. She's played really well at the tournament in the first 2 games, and has knocked down some shots here in this ball game, but has not gotten a whole lot of touches here in the second half.
Oh, really? Frankly, it's been hard for Johnston to get any good looks as Riley grabs the rebound. As we mentioned in the first half, just a little bit of nervousness now. Now this is a, well, we talked about grudges earlier, Laura. This ball will go out of bounds off Johnston and back the other way. This is one of those unfortunate building moments. We might show that in 3 years when she's playing again for a state title, and we'll ask her, what do you remember about that championship game from your freshman year?
And she'll probably say frustration, disappointment, and want to get back here. And the way that we've seen her play this last week is, I'm pretty sure that Johnston is in good hands with her at the point guard.
Well, we mentioned the youth. I mean, Zoe Buchan will be back next year. She's only a junior. Eiley Tanky is a freshman. Riley a freshman. Nelka sophomore. Hampton a sophomore. Sadie Moss, we haven't even really seen much of her as the layup is good by one of those seniors for Waukee, Peyton Kelderman. But here's the story that's going to develop for Waukee. We briefly touched on it in the open, Laura. This is the last year of one Waukee high school. Next year, we'll have Waukee Northwest. Chris Guest will not be the coach of Waukee next year. He'll be the coach of Waukee Northwest. Him and Sherry and many of the other coaches from Waukee are going to go to the new school, start new traditions. It'll be weird to see him in different colors. Now the question becomes, how long does it take him to build the program there that he has here?
And you don't know what the division is and the school district lines are, and who is going to go to what school. How many of these players will go over that way, will filter into that school system. And so it'll be interesting to see how it all evolves for both of those schools once they split.
Balsley gets the deuce. And I see the 2 with the hair like that, and I instantly think, Maya McDermott's back?
Boy, she looks like Maya McDermott when I first saw her come into the game, and unfortunately she's going to pick up the charge here. And I think that was Bartholomew that came over and took the charge. But yeah, you're right. She is very similar looking with that ponytail like Maya McDermott, who's having a nice year at Northern Iowa.
Also at Northern Iowa, Grace Buffelli, who was honored at halftime.
Yeah, Grace has not gotten a whole lot of opportunity to play this year, but is certainly going to be a player, an up-and-coming player for Northern Iowa.
Some of that senior class, I think, is Megan Moss a senior for Northern Iowa this year? Is that right? She played at the state tournament for Western Dubuque. Some of those really good teams that we had up ahead, a little too much for Nelk. It'll go out of bounds. 2:45 to go, 69-41. Waukee in control. Out of the game now goes Molly Nelk. And it looks like coming in is Emma Hampton.
And we talked about it a little bit, that these two teams met earlier this year and split the two games. In the first game, Johnston won 51-45, and Waukee won the second game 58-40. And so this was the rubber game of the three-game series, and looks like Waukee certainly has the upper hand and came out ready to play this game.
3 missed by Johnson, and the Dragons get the board, laying it almost in, but missing that shot was Hampton as we approach 2 minutes to go in the game. Kelderman gets it in, misses the layup.
And they spread the floor, and they're getting the driving angles. Just could not finish. She didn't probably have the best shooting angle as she was turning the corner to get to the rim.
Hampton. Inside, and it is loose ball. We're going to have a hold. And it sounds like Ernie is going to be whistled on that foul. And this is probably going to be the swan song for the Waukee Warriors. Listen to the crowd. Katie Dinnebeer, Lindsay Kelderman, Reagan Bartholomew, Megan Ernie, and also, let's not forget Peyton Kelderman. What a group, a senior powerhouse. And one junior.
Yeah, they certainly, as we had said, had this marked on their calendar, wanted to get the rematch with Johnston in the championship game, and had a little chip on their shoulder. And you can see the result of that chip on their shoulder. They came out very determined right from the beginning.
The shot is missed. Rebound underhand, or reverse alley Hart. That doesn't go. It'll stay Johnston basketball. The accolades, we've talked about them. They mentioned all week, even before this week, it was they had a chip for the ship. And a couple of teams have talked about, we're back to the ship. We're back to the ship. It means a lot to be here.
It does. It always has. And going back to the 6-on-6 days, and all of us that had the opportunity to play 6-on-6, and it always was a dream to get to Veterans Auditorium to play in that tournament. Now it's a dream to get to the Well, and it never leaves you. And it is such a tradition, and it's a huge part of everybody's goal that steps onto a basketball court and gets through practice each and every day to be able to come and play on this court for a state championship.
More substitutions here in the final minute as Emma Hampton goes out. Coming in, it looks like Lily Lampy is dribbling the basketball up. Waukee in the opening round. They beat Dowling 60-37. Then in the semis, they rolled Centennial 50-29, but it took a huge fourth quarter after they went 1 of 14 shooting in the third quarter, and they still won by 21. Here tonight, 70% shooting from the field. 3, and a lot of it because of the big good threes. As the rebound, Hauk gets her name in the book. Lampy, the final 10. Will try to dribble it out. Johnston not fighting. Lampy in the paint, kicks it back out. And redemption tastes sweet for Waukee. They avenge the loss, their first title since 2015. The Waukee Warriors are state champions. (71-43) Waukee. They won the title in 15 over Valley. There was no doubt about it tonight, Laura. The Warriors will finish the year 13-1, a limited season that saw them have 2 COVID breaks. Coach Guest says, I'm not going to overtax the girls and play some extra games. They had a tough schedule. Looked like that script worked.
Yeah, I think it did, and you're right. They came out right from the beginning on a mission. They shoot 69% for the game.
Presenting the awards is Craig Hill, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, and joining him is Governor Reynolds. Members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Deanne Kramer, Greg Ebling, Ron Fodness, Travis Fleshner, and Jim Beamer. And now for the all-tournament team in Class 5A. From Waukee, Peyton Kelderman. From Johnston, Eiley Tankey. From Cedar Falls, Anaya Barney. From Iowa City West, Matea Tellis. From Johnston, Jada Jimphy. And the captain of the Class 5A All-Tournament team, from Waukee, Katie Dinnebeer.
When you look into the eyes of Katie Dinnebeer when you talk to her, Laura, her eyes are intensely blue. Her eyes were clearly focused on getting back to the championship. She captains the all-tournament team here with a wide array of players. Anaya Barney from Cedar Falls, representative from 2 from Johnston, 2 from Waukee, 1 from Iowa City West. It's a good group of players that have been part of some really good basketball over time.
Great sportsmanship there, too. You could see Jada Jimphy and Katie Dinnebeer with a little hug after a game well played.
2021 Class 5A runner-up, the Johnston Dragons and head coach Chad Gillick. Fans, let's hear it for the 2021 Class 5A champions, the Waukee Warriors and head coach Chris Guess.
Well, it's the Waukee Warriors' second state championship in school history. It's the last year of one high school, and they had one mission, and that was to hoist that trophy. Last year, turned away by the team that they turned away this year. Waukee gets the better of Johnston tonight, Laura. We talked about Katie Dinnebeer, 29 points, 7 games. All 7 games, she scored more than 20 points. Impressive. All right, thank you, Laura Leonard, so very much. It was the Waukee Warriors hot shooting, also from Johnston, but it was too much. Katie Dinnebeer and the Waukee Warriors, they are your champs. Tomorrow, 4 championships beginning at 11 o'clock. For all of us here at Iowa PBS, so long, and thank you for watching The Iowa Girl. Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Small businesses are the backbone of Iowa's communities, and they are backed by Iowa banks. With advice, loans, and financial services, banks across Iowa are committed to showing small businesses the way to a stronger tomorrow. Learn more at iowabankers.com.